Alright, what's going on here? This might help. Set that. What is this? Give me mother. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Zeprider from Rebel250.com forums. Today we are going to take a look at not only the adorable and ever lovable Honda Rebel, but we're going to look at how to jack up the Rebel. I've read a number of posts. People have been trying different solutions, even coming up with some homemade remedies, some plywood, 4x4s, notching out the whole 9 yards. Real problem with the Honda Rebel is the exhaust pipes that are the lowest part of the machine. So anything you try to put under there to jack it up is just going to sit on your exhaust, which can be a problem, as a few people have unfortunately found out. What I decided to do was read all of your posts, find out exactly what was making you miserable, and go from there. What I decided on was the Black Widow floor jacks. I'm really not sure what you call these things. Some call them paddock jacks. I don't have a paddock. But they do work wonders, and I assure you they work fantastically on the Rebel. One of the problems you'll run into is with the rear jack. You just got to line it up properly. Watch out for your exhaust pipes, but I assure you it does work. You can get them from discountramps.com, $124 shipped. Get them in your hands, get your Rebel up in the air. It's amazing what you can do on a Rebel once it's up in the air. You get about 2 inches lift out of the front wheel, maybe 3.5 to 4 inches lift out of the rear wheel, and you can jack it up, jump up and down on it. It doesn't move. It's fantastic. So all of my future projects, installations, anything that I do with the bike will be done with them on these jack stands. So let's take a look at how it works. Now, for safety's sake, one thing you want to do is you want to get yourself a 2x4. Cut it down maybe a foot long. And you're going to place this underneath the kickstand. This will get the bike in a more upright position. It's safer that way. Because if you try to jack up the rear wheel while it's leaning over, it could tilt to the other side, and before you know it, you've got a Rebel laying on the ground. Not a happy day. Okay, now, what you want to do is you want to take your piece of 2x4, approximately 1 foot in length, and you want to place it underneath the kickstand. Slide it here, give your Rebel a little bit of a lift, and slide it under. Put it about center on that block. This way you have a little room, because when you jack up the rear wheel, it's going to slide back some. It may even slide forward. So you want to make sure you have enough space that if the bike should tip back over towards the block, it'll land on it. Okay, I've taken the liberty of straightening out the handlebars. You want the bike nice and straight so that it rolls forward and backward, not to an angle. One of the things you want to be concerned with here is where you put the jack on the rear swing arm. This area right back here is too close for comfort. Bike can easily slip off here. What you want to do is get past this nut and mount it here. Same on both sides. You got to be careful because the bar of the jack will come very close and actually contact the muffler a little bit right here. But if you line it up right, you won't cause any serious damage, not even a scuff. Everything will be okay. So what we want to do here is we want to take our rear jack. Now, as you can see, this rear jack has a little sort of U-channel that slides back and forth. Allows you to adjust the width of your swing arm. The jack has them on both sides. So once you get it lined up, you slide it under and jack up the bike. I'll show you how it works. What you need to do, place the jack right behind your bike. You want to be very careful because if you don't line it up properly, you can scratch your exhaust, and you don't want that. Scratch exhaust, not very pretty, doesn't go as fast. What I like to do is take the jack stand and move the lifters to the innermost portion. Now you're going to have to widen them out a little bit, but by doing so you give yourself room between here and here. Because as you move this jack stand into place, you got to get the muffler in here. That's the crucial part. Okay? So make sure you extend these out, or rather inwards, as much as possible. Then as you start to line it up, just slide these out as needed. And you're ready to do some jacking. Remember, the objective here is to get past the mufflers. As you can see here, the muffler has to fit between this bar and this lifter pad. So you want to make sure you give it plenty of room to do so you don't scratch it. It will touch your muffler. But these are coated nicely. They're not going to do any scratching. Same thing on the other side. Once you have it in position, just lift. And now you've got your bike all jacked up, ready to do some work. Not quite. Let's move over to the front of the bike. The front jack stand, very simple. Once you get this bad boy lined up, it's good to go. You see, it's got these little projections here, kind of like studs, that stick out, and they actually go into the holes at the bottom of the Rebel's front forks. Most bikes have these. Makes it really easy to lift up. These come in a couple of different styles. Something that more or less cradles the bottom of the front forks. I didn't like that idea. I wanted to keep it simple, and this did the trick. So all you need to do, line it up underneath your Rebel, feel for the holes. Once you've got her in place, just press down. And you've got it done. Well, with your Rebel all jacked up, you're ready to get down to some serious work. Thanks a lot for watching. I'm Zeprider.